Welcome to Econ 111 Online, Macroeconomics. This video will give you a brief overview of the course and important highlights of how the course is laid out, along with how you'll be evaluated in the materials and supplemental materials that you'll use. In your first announcement, you'll find your week 1 activities, which will include a introductory discussion board post along with your MindTap assignments. It states here that you only have to do the assignments that count towards a grade. There are plenty of practice assignments that will help you with preparing for assessments such as exams, but in your overall course grade for the MindTap program, you only have to do the assignments that count towards a grade, which I'll show you when I enter the MindTap program here shortly in the video. In your content section, that's where you'll find you can find an overview of the course. There's a brief video here to first get you to think about how you view the United States economy, what particular lens you gravitate towards. Sometimes, we learn in sociology and other social sciences that could come from the particular groups that we belong to. So I suggest you start here. Just give you an example of 3 stories about capitalism. The Start Here tab, where you found this video, along with here's your textbook information, a link to the Stanton bookstore. You can buy it outside the bookstore. I've seen that it's the same price. It should be the same price. And we are using Cengage Unlimited, so if you were taking this course at the Stanton campus, or if you you could take the second session online micro, you could take both macro and micro at the same time and only pay one price for the summer session. That's something to keep in mind if you have to take both, or if you have some other courses that use Cengage materials. Just check with your instructor. This is a brief video for the MindTap program. Just give you a tutorial of what it is and why it's useful. And we'll go over that as I enter the MindTap program for the course. Here you have some course requirements for Econ 111. This is where I briefly go over the evaluation, 5 exams. The MindTap grade is worth 20% of your final grade. And you have an economic news commentary portfolio along with discussion board post. Here's a Word document version of the discussion board rubric. Embedded in all of the discussion boards is the rubric, and you will be given feedback through the rubric as well. My instructor information can be found here, mainly an email, and you can email me for a virtual meeting if need be. We will hold the virtual meeting through either through Zoom, a Zoom link, or through our course. If we go to the activities button, we have a video classroom. Under the video classroom tab, which there are no links now, but if you go through this tab, you will see active meetings. You can access the active meetings. Or recorded meetings here. If I hold any class meetings, I usually try to do it through the video classroom or Zoom. You will be notified and given the link to attend the meeting, and then you would go here to find the recorded meetings. So either email me, I usually get back to you within 24 hours, and then if we need a virtual meeting, we can meet through Zoom or the classroom, video classroom tool through D2L. Syllabus are located here. College-wide just tells you what topics we should be covering, and the performance objectives of the college, along with course-specific syllabus, or the evaluation measures are located, along with late work policies and course policies. Here's your schedule. In your schedule, you're just given the important dates. It's by unit. It gives you some flexibility. Each unit has a due date where all your MindTap homework and the exam are due, so you would want to make sure you get done the homework probably a day or two prior to taking the exam. That way, if you also wanted to take some practice tests or go over any difficult concepts, you want to make sure that you're not doing the exam or the homework and trying to cram it in on the same day. There's 5 exams and 5 units. Each unit, except for Unit 1, contains about 3 to 5 chapters. So you want to keep that in mind. Your news commentary portfolio, which we'll go over a little bit more in detail. There's already 3 videos explaining it. Plus, you'll be given practice within your textbook on news articles trying to apply to the theory that we're learning inside the chapters. You'll be doing some commentary. There's plenty of great stuff now and plenty of good examples embedded within your textbook. So of the types of articles you might want to choose. And then your discussion boards. Initial posts are due Wednesday of each week. And of course, you want to take a look at the rubric on how to obtain full credit. One suggestion is to never just write "I agree" with your classmates. It's more trying to engage your classmates in a discussion and encourage each other to reply back and forth. This link right here is where you're going to find most of your materials and supplemental materials. This is Cengage Unlimited, and you click on here. It's going to load your content. Right here you can toggle between show hidden, edit, but we really want to focus on, you got an outline view. You can also switch back and forth between what's due in each week. You already have your due dates. You're going to see that practice assignments are going to be due as well as graded. But the key thing to remember is, unless it says count towards grade, it will not impact your overall score. The rest are practice problems to help prepare you for the exam or give you some extra practice where you will not be penalized in your grade, because this is 20% of your grade, so you want to make sure you do the practice problems first. You also have video problem walkthroughs. These are the more difficult problems that you may be asked to do. You have some grad assistants that help the author with the book, going over some of the more difficult problems or concepts. And you have an entire folder devoted towards study and test prep, where you have an interactive study guide and practice multiple choice questions. You'll want to do these. These questions are very similar to the questions you'll have on the exam. So I recommend you do these questions. There are also some videos. If your due date is passed, you can still access the test questions on the adaptive test prep software located on the right in the apps. So the adaptive test prep software, you can create a new test, any chapter, adjust the number of questions you want. So even sometimes when I assign all of these due dates will expire. You can still access the test prep in the apps on the right. Other than that, you just want to pay attention to the due dates and make sure you take advantage. When we go into the homework, you're going to notice up here you have 3 attempts. It says keep the highest, which means I can get the first one wrong. Let's say hopefully I get this one wrong, and I have a 0. If I get a 1 on the next question, this 0 will not count against me. So you just want to keep that in mind, that you can even struggle through 2 attempts and still on that 3rd attempt gain full credit. So I'm going to keep the highest score out of all your attempts on the homework. Your grades can be accessed down here under progress, but they will also be in our grade book. So in our grade book, I'm viewing as a student and I obviously don't have a grade, but in our grade book, your MindTap progress will be located. All your grades are here, but you also know each percentage, so it's how many points that you're trying to gain. But your MindTap progress will be here, Econ 111 5W1, and it's 20% of your grade. So everything's been given, and that's where you'll find your final calculated grade. So you want to pay attention to that one. The key is to that is if you know out of the course you can get 100 points, it's always going to tell you that, okay, I've got 30 out of 60, which obviously we wouldn't want a 50%, but I've only done 60 points worth of the course. So the other points are going to come from the assignments that have not started yet or that haven't been due. So you want to pay attention to your final calculated grade over here in the grade book. And of course, your discussion boards, your exams, everything will be updated here. That should do it for a brief overview. One more thing you want to look at is if you stay on the course schedule, and if I put due dates within the course, they're going to show up on the right side. You can either click on schedule, you're going to have upcoming events. So if Unit 1 is going to be due June 1st, you will see that on the right side over here. Right now there are no events to display, but anything that's due, exams, they're going to show up over here. So make sure you pay attention to that as well. And you'll be getting reminders 2 days prior to when the unit or the exam or the assignment is due. So you want to make sure you update your information. On notifications, under settings, here you'll see notifications as well for what's due. We can also go to notifications